like people, especially if they're Toastmasters.
Yeah.
I knew it. That is what this program is all about. I hope all of you have, there were a lot less people in the room when I started this, when I handed out sheets. Everybody has a club ambassador program. Effie, can you? I'm going to share what this program is about in 3 segments: the why, the what, and the when. Let's start off with the why. In the Articulators, we come here every single week and we do our thing. Did you know that there are over 14,000 clubs around the world? Do you think maybe they do things a little bit different than we do? That's how you can be a spy. But it's not like our government spies. These other Toastmasters will actually welcome you with open arms and invite you into their club. But what you gain is knowledge. You learn how other clubs do certain things. You learn maybe different techniques. I'll share a few with you. I visited a club in Las Vegas. And do you know they introduced the grammarian first? The very first role after the Toastmaster is brought to the meeting, to the lectern. It gives everybody the opportunity to use the word of the day as they are introducing themselves. Another interesting tidbit is a club in Apopka. They have the evaluators introduce the speakers when they come to the lectern. We don't do it that way. It's not right, it's not wrong, it's just different. But as you visit other clubs, you'll see these differences. Now, are there any ideas that we could adopt here in our meeting? Yes, we have. Do you know the educational focus that we do? We learn that at a different meeting. It helps new members understand these little nuances about Toastmasters that are kind of unspoken. But we decide to share it with you, so then that way you have an easier transition, or you have a better understanding. The other why that you want to visit other club is you meet more people. If you notice, last week we had our contest. How many guests were here from other clubs? A lot. Because we've gone out and met other members in our community, and they were very eager to help us. Just like other clubs are very eager to have you help them. Which is a great transition to the what. As you visit other clubs, if you look at the form, it has a series of fields to fill out. My favorite is list 3 unique things about the club and about the club that you're visiting. And those were some of the items that I just shared with you. But as far as what, a lot of other clubs do not have this amount of members. They're much smaller. So when you're visiting other clubs, let them know ahead of time. They will put you to work. I'm sure they need help with grammarian. If you want to give a speech, you want to practice a speech at another club, maybe in front of a new audience, they would love to have outside speakers. If you bring somebody with you, you get a point, right? It's all about the points. There's a lot of things here that are meant to have you engage with this other club and enhance your experience as well as the club's experience. One of the things, and I have visited a lot of other clubs, one of the things I appreciate about the Articulators is that we have a really good mix of members in our club of experienced and new, which helps the new members gain the experience a little bit faster because of what they see and what they witness and how they experience our club meetings. I've been to many other clubs that are just starting out. Can you imagine if everybody was new? Well, that does happen. Imagine how appreciative they would be if you were there to help them out. Let's talk about the when. If you notice at the bottom of the sheet here, almost at the very bottom, it says mail this or email it to Amy Hunt. Amy is our Club Ambassador Program Chair. Now, when we talk about when we're out being a spy to other clubs, you have to actually turn this in. You'll notice at the top it says visit report must be submitted within 2 weeks of your visit. The reason for this is what was happening is people were visiting other clubs throughout the year. And then about 3 days before the deadline, everybody was faxing in or emailing their sheets. What do you think Amy liked about that? New rule. These need to be submitted within 2 weeks of your club visit. I don't think it's super duper strict, but be respectful. The last thing you want to be is churlish towards Amy. The Club Ambassador program was set up by our district director a few years ago, Scott Homan. Scott and his wife are super awesome. They are wonderful district leaders. When we talk about Toastmasters, where leaders are made, I believe that really embodies what Scott and Nancy offer to our district. And at the time, our district, which is made up of about 200 clubs, the district was not very strong. It was strong, but not as strong as it is today. And Scott said, with this program, we can all learn from each other. Isn't that what happens here? If we can do this at a local level, I'm calling our club the local level, imagine what it's like when you visit. And you can do it, but 200 clubs. Imagine what it's like when you go outside of our club and we all continue to learn from other people. And that is the essence of this program. What I'd like to do as your club president is start a new/old program. I'm borrowing from Jeremy a few years ago when he was doing this, and I think it'd be fun to do it again. It's called Who's Coming With Me? I plan on visiting one other club per month as an ambassador. Here's the cool thing. If we do this together as a group and you fill out just 3, if you only visit 3 other clubs within the deadline, which is I think April 21st of next year, 3 other clubs, the district will also award you with a club ambassador pin.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find mine, I'm sorry. I looked everywhere. And they present this to you at the spring conference. But our first club that I'll be visiting is actually for a contest. It's next Monday night. It's for the Orators of Excellence, which is a new club, and they are really struggling because everybody's new. Remember what I said? If everybody was new, how hard would that be? They're having their contest, and I just know that they would really appreciate the support. So as a new ambassador, my goal is to help you all get to 3 club ambassador visits. What you will learn will be life-changing as far as bringing new ideas to the club, and what you will give will be very, very valuable. So who's coming with me to be a spy on other clubs? Mr. Toastmaster.